Welcome to the Lights On Show. I'm your host, Jacob Morissette, and this is a podcast about self-development. In this week's episode, I talk with Maverick Brady, a future missionary and a young college student, and we talk about the ways in which we can become young adults and become independent on our own. If you enjoy this episode and it brings some value to your life, please be sure to follow me on Twitter, and please leave a rating on whatever platform you're on. Lets me know that I'm doing something right. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, Maverick. I actually do not know your last name. What's your last name?
Brady.
Oh, yeah. That's because in seminary, it was like the Brady Bunch. Anyways, how you feeling today?
Dude, I'm doing amazing. How about you?
I am great. It is Friday. We just got done with the stupid assembly at school, and that means
assemblies.
Yeah, I was gonna try to skip it, but it was one of those A/B schedules.
Yeah.
So we couldn't.
Well, like if I wasn't going to be performing today in the orchestra, I would have been long gone.
Oh yeah, I always get my mom. I'll call my mom like third period as soon as I find out. Like, yo, mom, get me out of this class. I don't want to do it.
I feel you. Like, give me the blue slip.
Yeah. Anyway, so obviously you're a new guest here. So how about you kind of give a background, explain who you are, what you do, your perspective to the audience.
Yeah. So, as most of you don't know, like Jacob said, my name is Maverick Brady. So, as of right now, I'm a running started student over at Pierce College. Like, I've been doing this for the past 2 years because I'm a senior.
Yeah.
I do take one class of GK, like Jacob knows, and that would be orchestra. I've been playing the violin for roughly 10 years, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember off the top of my head. But, I'm just getting my general associates right now before I'm leaving on my mission. And talk about the mission, as I just said. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And the mission, it's 2 years. I'll be going down to the Mexico Tijuana mission. I leave for the missionary training center down in Mexico on August 13th. And once I come back, I'm planning to either go to Embry-Riddle down in Prescott, Arizona.
Yeah, Embry-Riddle is really good.
Yeah. Or Central Washington, because both of them have an aviation program. So I'm going to finish up and get my bachelor's in aeronautical science, then become a commercial pilot.
There you go. That's exactly. And I want to touch on the audience before we get too far into it. The main reason why I wanted to have someone on the show that is in his position is because he is about to go on a mission. He's in that grind, spiritual, gospel, stage of his life right now, where it's, I wouldn't necessarily say high stakes, but it's a lot of just grit and grind, and it's a lot of becoming a man really fast or adulting really fast. And I think that if you meet any missionary, whether you're a member of the church, or if you're not, you always get the before. I mean, you always get the after perspective. Or the during perspective. And I think it'd be really cool to be able to understand a day in the youth of the before perspective. Mm-hmm. So that's just kind of a little intro. And obviously, I hope you guys have listened to multiple of my episodes and understand that I'm also a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And before we get, again, too far into it, if you guys don't want to listen to something like this, don't get mad. Just don't listen. This is America. However, if you are interested in learning something like this, it's going to be a great episode. I just know it. I know this guy. I've known him for a while, and he's a really cool guy. And I think we'll be able to talk about some serious stuff that you can apply to your life regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so jumping right into it now. I think I've said it like 3 times now. But anyways, how did you prepare for your mission spiritually, mentally, physically? If you want to kind of jump from one to one, that'd be great. But especially as someone who is also in a process of preparing for a mission, or even just youth that are listening to this, that are preparing to become an adult, how are you doing it?
Yeah. So the first thing when I think about it, when growing up in the church, we always think about one day serving a mission. We always see the missionaries at church. We see...
Looking at them like almost an envy, like, oh man, a missionary, so cool.
Exactly. And like both my parents, my dad served down in the Philippines. My mom, who's from the Philippines, also served her mission in the Philippines. Mm-hmm. So, that was another thing to look up to. It's like, hey, both my parents did this. Then you see the elders and the sisters in your ward constantly every Sunday, and you're like, oh my goodness, that's so cool. Like you said, you're almost envying them. So, it's not to say you're getting brainwashed, when you're a kid.
Yeah.
but it was something always there that it's like, one day I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to go out and, what's the word? Serve Christ and let others know of the love of Christ.
And the joy that you experience. At least that's what I think of. Like, I want others to experience what I feel.
Exactly. And like even if I don't, go out and help people come unto Christ, like showing Christ-like love and those attributes, that's such an important thing. Like, if no one can show how much people love each other, then our world is going to go down. But going out on a mission, it actually shows how much people care. We're giving up 1.5 years for the sisters and up to 2 years for the elders of time that we could have been at home furthering our education, but we're going out serving others and helping them grow and become closer unto Christ.
Yeah, and like you said, even if they aren't going and they're not being baptized and converted, they're still being shown love and happiness. That there is hope in the world, because some people like to be really pessimistic, and I think that missionaries just show optimism. Like, they just
love.
They just like ooze out love and optimism.
Exactly.
So, and nothing wrong with that. So
yeah, but. So, that was when I was a lot younger, a child down in primary.
Mm-hmm.
But when I turned 12, being a deacon, that's when a lot of stuff started clicking into place. Like, that's when you first become ordained to the Aaronic priesthood.
Mm-hmm. And we were talking about earlier this week about all the importance and the emphasis that we need to not forget about the Aaronic priesthood. Yeah.
There's so much saving ordinances or, power that comes through it. Like, it allows us to be baptized. It allows us to renew our baptismal covenants through taking the sacrament each and every week. So, starting, passing the sacrament and being a quorum president, just showing, that Christ-like love and being able to, what's it called? Be a representative of Christ. Yeah. I wasn't to say preparing for a mission then, but by doing that, it was preparing me to, go out and show that love to everyone else that I showed. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
So I'm trying to almost summarize it. So it's almost like you're saying that the way that you were preparing was just knowing the answer, or almost not planning, but like you knew what you wanted. You had the end in mind. You knew you wanted to go on a mission for a really long time, so you're able to allow that kind of yellow brick road to drive you.
Like you said, I knew what I wanted in life.
Yeah.
You can't do everything exact, straight in stone, follow, develop straight there. You're going to go left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But, I knew exactly what I wanted to do in the end game. And, I'm working my way there.
Yeah.
But what truly hit me was when I turned 16 and became a priest and started going out with the missionaries more. The elders in my ward would continuously ask me, saying, "Hey, Maverick, can I get a ride here? Can you help me out with this lesson? Can you be the third member?" Because you can't, as elders, you cannot go into a single sister's house, just as the two of you. So you need a third member with you. So the elders would always text me, call me, saying, "Hey, can you come over and help us out with this?" And, actually going out and talking with them, it showed me what missionary work is and helped me want to do it even more.
So again, to summarize it, it's like you're saying that you just practice it. You prepared by
going and doing it,
and by not being scared, by taking it, by the horns and be like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I'm not gonna let anything stop me.
Exactly.
I'm even gonna practice one before I'm even of age.
Yeah, and I just continuously did that, but. Do you know what Camp Helaman is?
Yeah. Camp Helaman's like a huge I'll let you explain it, but I know what Camp Helaman is.
Yeah, So for everyone who's listening that doesn't know what Camp Helaman is, it's a 4-day camp during the week where so young men the ages of 16 to 18 can go and help build the testimony in Christ, and it helps us prepare to go on a mission. During that time, during my first year at Camp Helaman, I was just a regular camper, but the thing that hit me the most was the Enos experience. And that's when we go out into the woods for roughly an hour or two and, read our scriptures and pray. And like we talked about, I always knew at the end, my end game, I wanted to go out and be a missionary and, serve the Lord. But during that time, I prayed and asked, saying, Christ, when do you want me to go? How do you want me to prepare? And, I didn't get my answer right away.
Yeah.
But as I continued going out with the missionaries, I just, got that peaceful feeling inside saying, hey, this is exactly what I want you to do. And, I never got to answer exactly, when I should go out and serve my mission. But I knew without a doubt that this is what Christ wants me to do, and that just continuously go out with the missionaries as much as possible, because that's the best way to
just ultra preparation.
Yeah,
that's you being a missionary, literally. Just maybe not full time, but yeah.
And then I would say fast forward a year to next year's Camp Helaman. I prayed once again, saying, when do I need to continuously prepare for a mission and to actually go on one? And with that, I got a definitive answer saying, I want you preparing now. I want you out next year. That thought process wouldn't leave my mind. It's always, I want you there next year. So at the end of the summer, I went and talked with my bishop and said, hey, I want to go serve a mission. And we just started the paperwork there. And, during that entire time, just constantly going out with the missionaries and talking with my friends about the gospel. Left and right, my friends would be asking, saying, oh, Maverick, how does the church go on Joseph Smith? Do you guys worship him as, a god? Or, all these random church questions which you wouldn't think as a member wouldn't be out there. But they were just continuously asking those questions, and luckily I had that friendship built with them, and I told them, saying, I don't know yet, but I'll get back to you. And I was just able to learn about those answers, learn about those questions, and be able to know more about the church, gain my testimony in Christ and the church itself, and go back and talk with them about what the question is, or correct them. Some people, this was super weird, and it happened a couple weeks earlier this week, I believe, in my political science class. One of the guys I sat next to said that members of the Church of Jesus Christ were not allowed to use condoms. out of all things. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, after class, I wasn't going to make a scene during the class about that. But I'm like, that's incorrect. We could use condoms all we want.
Yeah, just you have to be married and everything.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's you got to wait until marriage.
Yeah.
After marriage, you can use your birth control. You can use the condoms. Yeah. We believe that sex and all that intimacy.
Intimacy.
Yeah, should come after marriage.
Yeah.
So
it needs to be real and loved, and it's not a toy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Just like that, there's tons of questions which, I can easily say right off the bat, but then there was tons of other questions which, I didn't know.
It's a lot trickier.
Yeah.
Especially when you do have a straight investigator that just pulls it seems like questions out of a hat that you haven't really thought of, because it's been you've been used to it. You've been in the gospel so long that you're just like, wait, What?
Wait, what? Exactly. Like, people think that of us?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, that's one of the big things is actually allowing your friends to, ask those questions and
being comfortable.
being comfortable to actually talk about it. Like, that's what I would say for everyone if you're thinking about going on a mission. Putting yourself out there to have those questions being asked to you. Because if you're not willing to get those questions asked and even answer them now, this, in my opinion, there's no point of you wanting to go on a mission right now. Because once you're out there, those questions are going to be asked to you on a daily.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah, and, if you can't answer them now with a friend and say, hey, I don't know this, imagine a investigator and you're telling them that you don't know this. You're representing the entire church. That could,
It could, ruin a potential connection.
Yeah.
And plus, like me, you're going to Tijuana, Mexico. So not only are you in a new environment that you've never been exposed to before, but you are in it's not just like going from East Coast to West Coast. It's like going from America to Mexico and having to speak an entirely different language, having to be in different weather climates, different cultures, food.
Exactly.
I mean, there's so much stuff. So like you said, you've become so comfortable already that, yeah, there's going to be a learning curve when you get to Mexico, but it's like you've already experienced learning curves before, so you know how to emotionally handle a struggle.
Yeah. Like, if you don't experience them before you go out, you're going to be hitting a brick wall right away. And
you're not going to have any drill to help, or you're going to have any sledgehammer to help you break it down.
Like, you're going to have a senior companion with you that's going to help you out, help keep you going. But in my opinion, and I bet you would agree, you need that experience first. So
absolutely.
So, like, you'd rather get knocked down by a friend that you trust and which won't, keep it against you, comparison to a person that you don't even know. They don't know you, but they want that answer.
Yeah. For sure. So I think that definitely hits a lot of spiritually and mentally. Well, maybe not as much, but anyway, so I think non-gospel related, how have you prepared to become an adult, to become a man, to move out of your parents' house? Like, what type of things? I mean, obviously, I think you're a type of person, especially, and me too, but like we relate a lot of our worldly things with our spiritual things, and they just kind of go hand in hand. But if you can maybe pick out some specific things that aren't like 100% scriptural or gospel oriented that you've done that helped you prepare to become an adult.
Ooh, that's a hard one because, like you said,
everything kind of
so spiritually connected. But I don't know, the most simple thing which I would think about that comes right off the top of my head would be actually going shopping without, your parents. Like,
just going shopping without that's awesome. I've never heard that before.
Well, like when you think about it, like, your mom and dad might say, hey, go to Winco and, hey, can you go buy this?
Yeah.
And, I can't speak for the rest of the teenage population, but most of them, they don't know, saying, oh, where this item is on the shelf.
Yeah, like I know my mom goes shopping for the house, so.
Yeah, but like, actually going out there, knowing how to purchase items that you need and knowing how to cook.
Or like meal prep too, like figuring out what ingredients you need for what meals.
Yeah, like for myself, I don't hate cooking, but for sure it's not, my favorite thing to do. I'd rather be out playing sports or hanging out with friends. But knowing how to cook is important because, without food, you're not going to be living. You're going to die.
Yeah, you're not going to have any fuel. Or even then, even if you don't teach yourself how to cook, you'll hit that like freshman 15, and then you'll just eat a whole bunch of garbage food. You're going to feel groggy. You're going to lose your hair. You're going to get fat. You're going to get just, it's just not healthy to be eating garbage food that's instant all the time. Yeah. And it's just more expensive too. You go to McDonald's and you buy McDonald's every single night. Oh, my bad. That's a lot more expensive than cooking your own meals.
Yeah, and it's like when you think about it, the freshman experience, top ramen, and top ramen.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get, yes, you'll be able to survive off of it, but, your body's going to hate you eventually.
Yeah, it's not going to feel good.
Yeah, so, learning how to cook, learning, like, even, the simplest of meals.
Yeah, seriously, like I taught myself, or at least I had my stepbrother kind of help me and teach me in just making a basic chicken. Like just putting a little bit of oil on chicken, some rub, and putting it on the grill. Super simple, but I would have never known if I wouldn't have taken like 10 minutes to learn it.
Yeah, like before I was 16, I almost refused to be in the kitchen unless my mom said, "Hey, Maverick, come help me with this." But
Yeah.
when I turned 16, I was like, "Heck, let's get an easy summer job," and I went down and worked at the fair at Earthquake Burgers,
Uh-huh.
and it's just French fries and a burger, but learning how to cook.
Getting a little better at like hand-eye coordination when it comes to food
Exactly.
stuff.
And then like talking with all these older people that were working there, like there's chefs at all these other restaurants, and just seeing how passionate they are about, actually cooking the food. It just, clicked with me saying, there's actually something I need to learn when getting out into the real world. So, yeah, I would say for everyone, learning how to cook, learning how to go shopping, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like we're living out in our area. It's not like we can go into our backyard and,
Go shoot a deer.
yeah. Like, there's deer here and there.
Yeah.
But for everything, especially with living in the United States, you go to the local grocery store and buy what you need.
And then you cook it.
Exactly.
That's really awesome that you were able to expand so much on that. And then I don't know if you've prepared like physically, like have you, like is there certain like habits that you've changed or certain, like I would say physical habits like working out or healthy eating, or is there anything that you've done to prepare?
Well, just like you said, healthy eating. Like as a teenager, you don't really care what you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
You just
drink a pack of Mountain Dew, like no problem.
Yeah. Well, like when I walked inside your house, you were just eating chips.
Okay,
you were lazy.
Starving though. I was starving, bro.
But that's exactly
Yeah.
the point, though. It's like the physical aspect. You're putting not the most nutritious food in. So, like I've been watching what I've been eating because I got no clue what I'm going to be eating down in Tijuana.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
we don't know.
Yeah. Like, when we think about Tijuana itself and just looking it up, you think, okay, fish tacos. And that's not bad stuff. I love that. But I'm just not serving in, the actual city of Tijuana.
You're serving in a huge area around
I'm going at least 3/4 the way down the Baja Peninsula, and I got no clue what they're going to be eating. So, learning how to actually eat healthy now, like, it will implement when I'm down there as well. Just, being able to eat and maintain my body.
Mm-hmm.
And then the working out process. I haven't been recently with how much college work, not the best at going to the gym.
Yeah, no, I definitely experienced that though. So
Yeah.
I completely understand.
Yeah, but like at least once a week I would go out, like I told you before we started this, go out and play basketball with my friends.
Yeah.
For like 3-4 hours a night.
Yeah, and even now, you have your you have a thing at 7:30. So
yeah, the basketball.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when I have time, I'd go out, go to the gym, lift weights, but just make sure that you're getting some kind of physical activity going, and not just sitting down on a couch playing video games or watching TV.
Yeah, like all the time, and like obviously like there's nothing bad with that, but it's finding the balance between activity and non-activity and allowing your heart rate and your lungs to stress themselves and allow that. It helps keep you young.
Yeah, and like try to get, what's the saying, 60 minutes a day of exercise. That's gonna help you out so much.
Michelle Obama thing, by the way. I just want to add to that. I remember Michelle Obama, get out and play 60 minutes a day. Sorry, keep going.
But that Michelle Obama. But that don't die on me.
Choking my water. It cracks me up though.
But no offense to them, but that 60 minutes though, it gets your heart rate up. It helps you, stay young, just like you said. And like even though when I'll be down in Tijuana walking everywhere I go, like on a mission paperwork it said, are you able to walk 10 to 15 miles every single day? And that 60 minutes of cardio or whatever.
Yeah, just activity.
Yeah, it just, builds up that stamina. So yeah, just being able to get ready now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry
Just
about
don't die.
totally dying, bro. You said Michelle Obama started laughing. It's like straight started dying.
Do you want us to make a Trump joke next?
Hey, we could do that too. We'll have to fit it in. Love doing that. I think it's so fun. Anyways, all right. So, being that you're almost there, I mean, obviously, all seniors are about to graduate, but we still have this like summer break period of still being a child. But you're leaving in July, or
August.
You're leaving August, so early August, though, right?
August 13th.
Yeah, so
mid.
Pretty mid,
yeah.
but and that whole time that you're doing between the summer, you're probably just be grinding out scripture stuff and doing a lot of adulting that we just previously talked about. So being that you're almost there, so yeah, you're graduating and you're really about to go out forever. Like even when I'm in college, I'll at least be able to call my mom. I mean,
on the daily.
On the daily, I'll be able to receive it's just me a different community, right?
Yeah.
So being that you're there, how do you feel about that? Like, what are your thoughts, your emotions, how you're processing that?
Well, as of right now, I only have 88 days, I believe, until I leave, and it's kind of scary saying I've literally lived in the Puyallup area my entire life, and thinking I'm gonna be going down to Tijuana, literally a place I've never been. Like I've been to the Philippines a handful of times, but Mexico, out of all places, never been there. Got no clue what to expect. I'm scared. When I was looking up, around 70% of all the drugs that come up through South America comes through Tijuana. So that's kind of scary.
A little nerve-wracking, just a little bit.
And there's roughly 3,000 deaths just from the cartel there last year. So just knowing about that, it's
it can be a little nerve-wracking.
A little.
It's a little bit of a nipple twister, just a little bit.
But
yeah.
But like going back to the gospel part, I know that God sent me there for a reason.
Yeah.
So even though all the drugs, cartel, all the stray dogs, and being nervous, at the same time I'm also comforted knowing that
the Lord will provide a way.
Exactly. Here, 1 second. I love the scripture, because that popped in right away when he said that.
Yeah, well, I was thinking because like Brother Williams at Mission Prep, he was talking about like he just kept drilling in our head like the Lord is gonna provide a way. You don't have that reservoir built up, that's fine. The Lord's gonna provide a way. The Lord's gonna provide a way, and plus we're told about that just in our daily lives.
Yeah. Okay. So the scripture, it's within the Book of Mormon.
All right.
It's 1 Nephi 3:7, and it states, "And it came to pass that I, Nephi, said unto my father, I will go and do the things which the Lord hath commanded. For I know that the Lord giveth no commandment unto the children of men, save he shall prepare a way for them that they may accomplish the things which he commanded them." That fits in right there. Like, the Lord called me to Tijuana for a specific reason. I don't know what the reason is. You don't know what the reason is. No one knows what the reason is. Only God knows and Christ knows. And just reading that, yes, I'm terrified of, possibly dying down there. Because, being a guy from Puyallup, Washington, a United States citizen, going down to Tijuana, nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking. A little bit.
2 years. But, like it says within the description and what you just said, God will prepare a way. So, am I scared? Yes. But at the same time, I'm comforted because I know I'm going to be safe down there. And if something bad does happen, I know my Father in heaven will protect me and help me through it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really awesome to hear that because I think a lot of people struggle with this grasp of anxiety or this grasp of everything is random, like everything has no purpose, like whatever. But a lot of people, they're just scared of things, or they think that if one bad thing happens to them, that's it. They're over. But they don't understand that their Heavenly Father may still, they still have a plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, like I even say to my friends that are non-members and who doesn't really want to talk about the gospel or anything church related, and I just even talk with them when that comes up, saying all these random things are happening to me, but then I ask them, what came through those, random things that brought you down? Did you gain any experiences from that? Did you gain any wisdom?
Yeah.
And what do you think they've always said?
They always go the pessimistic. I feel like there's two different ways. Like, people could answer with a pessimistic response, or they do an optimistic response.
Yeah.
I don't know what your friend is, but
well,
go for
like,
it.
Majority of them, and this may or may not be you, but they come out with at least one thing that they can say they grew from.
Yeah, so more of an optimistic approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was going to go next to those people that, come out with the negative, saying,
Yeah.
oh, this happened. I lost my friends because of this. But then I would always come back with them saying, if you lost your friend from something that it may have not been small to them, but, in hindsight of the entire life, being a 16-year-old drama, it's kind of small.
Yeah, it's pretty significantly small.
But then I tell them, saying, how true of a friend are they if something this small can hurt that entire friendship?
Yeah.
And, that may not be something they want to hear at the time. But, as you and I know, if they're a true friend, they'll always be there no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter how hard stuff may be, or no matter how much you put them down negatively, they'll be there to help you.
Yeah. And like, they'll be able to understand the relationship.
Yeah. And I was going to talk something about drugs. Like when we watch TV or whatever, like, there's always that hidden plot of, well, sometimes it's not hidden, sometimes it's right there. How, at first they're addicted to the drugs, but later on, when they finally go through rehab and everything else, they finally say how much the drugs negatively impacted their lives and how they wish, they never started it. That most people may not be into the drug aspect, but like, even with a simple argument with your brother, it may not be, that big at a time. I mean, it may seem like the biggest thing ever, but there's always something you can come out with a positivity.
Yeah.
And
like, our trials define us.
Yeah.
So even if your trial sucks, you think it sucks right now, the bigger picture and the long-term effect is that trial makes you the person you are at that moment.
Yeah. And like, what I would say to everyone is that no matter how small of a thing, well, how big of a problem you may look that you're facing.
Yeah, you may think that you have.
Yeah. The worst, whatever, ever, and no one else can comprehend what you're going through. But just remember that no matter how low it gets, it's going to hit rock bottom eventually, and it can only go up from there.
Yeah.
And just how my mindset is, and I recommend it for everyone, is try to find the positives in everything.
Yeah, I do that all the time. I always just try to look at something like, man, I'm just trying to give an example real quick, but like, shoot. I don't know. I mean, like my classes right now, like, they're really hard, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks that I put myself through that. But even though the class is really hard and I had to sacrifice a lot of things, like free time in a sense, but I feel like a completely different person from the beginning of the school year till now.
Yeah.
And that's a trial I went through, and that's made me the person I am today. Real quick though, I tell people every single time they see me, or like, sometimes I'll just bring this up, but I'll say, you're talking or you're looking at the best version of me that there is right now. And that's true, because up until this point, everything that's been in my history has led and has, in a sense, I hate to use the word perfected because only Christ was perfect,
Yeah.
but it's led to a
it made
betterment.
you to who you are now.
Yeah.
Like, without, our past experiences, we wouldn't be the people we are now.
So, and I think you have a great point with the whole thinking positive. Like, it's unfair to put everything into a negative connotation when those things are so helpful if we look at it from a bigger perspective.
Yeah. Like, no one wants to do on the negative aspects of life. But, like, coming from a music background, I love to nitpick everything. Saying, oh, I played this note slightly out of tune.
Mm-hmm.
I came in a second too early. And, finding those negative aspects. But then through those negative aspects, I knew what I could improve on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you can put that, like, you don't need to do that in the music aspect. You can put that into, your daily lives.
Literally everything.
Yeah, like you find the smallest thing that didn't work out. You're like, how can I fix this? How can I improve this on my life? And, as the life in whole, it becomes better because you found what you could fix and you fix it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was beautifully spoken. This is a good one, and I think this is more of a question that I've been thinking of myself since I've asked myself this question multiple times. What does it feel like knowing you're worthy of the keys to the Lord's kingdom? Because obviously, in Doctrine and Covenants 84, it talks about he that receiveth my priesthood receiveth me. He that receiveth me receiveth the Father. He that receiveth my Father receiveth his kingdom.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel that you can do that?
It's comforting to sense knowing that our Father in heaven trusts us so much that he would give us that ability in our lives as of right now to hold those keys and to have those responsibilities. Like, none of us are perfect, but yet over the love that our Heavenly Father gave us and has
and
for
the
us.
atonement of Christ.
Yeah.
And that was even more love too.
Yeah, he allows us to have that ability in our life and to exercise that, and it can only grow your faith. But to continue on that with in Doctrine and Covenants 84, correct?
Yeah.
What scares me the most is knowing about the Oath and Covenant, which you talked with President Barker about. Once you make it, you cannot turn away from it, and
Absolutely
if you do turn away from it, you can never be forgiven.
Yeah, that's like the one exception to the forgive and forget policy that they have.
And it, like, knowing that, it scares the living crap out of me.
Yeah.
Saying if I mess up and turn away from the church, if everything that I've been taught to this point and to what you've been taught to this point is true, and one day I decide this can't be true, and go away from the church, and once we die, it's true, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So.
I find that interesting because I like that you're almost thinking like in a what if situation. Like obviously, you love the gospel, you love the church, you love Christ, all those things. And I don't personally see you turning away from it, especially becoming a missionary. But I think it's kind of interesting. I think it's kind of funny that you still give yourself a what if situation. Like, man, what if I end up being totally stupid, my future self, and just turn away?
Yeah. I was watching this YouTube video last night with President Hinckley.
Super old.
I
way
love
back
him.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like, he's not that far back.
Well,
but
yeah, it just seems like
we were a lot younger
we
when
were
he was
babies.
still a prophet. But I'm not sure how the quote exactly goes. But he said, well, if this entire thing is a big fat lie, well, it's one good lie, and we'll only know about it when we're dead. So if it's a lie, what harm can come through it? But if it's the truth, and this is the gospel that's been restored to these latter days, it's scary to think about if I do turn away, I can never be forgiven for my sins.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I've thought about a lot, knowing that next month I'll be, getting ordained into the Melchizedek priesthood.
And doing endowments.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like becoming a reality that you would think from a youth, and when you were younger, one day I'll become this. Now it's right around the corner. It's super scary, but at the same time, comforting knowing that I've lived my life the way Christ has wanted me, and that our Father in heaven wanted me to live, and they're giving me the ability to hold those responsibilities and hold those keys and exercise them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I remember President Barker was talking about, like, you can have the authority to do it, like there's like two different sides. Like you have like the authority and then like the actual like doing it part of it.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Is like, yes, we're worthy of doing it, but it's also like we're excited to practice it, to use it.
I always think about faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
Like, if we're not constantly using, the priesthood in this aspect, it's almost dead to us. Like, yes, we may be worthy of it, but are we magnifying our calling as a priesthood holder?
Yeah, for sure. How do you think that those feelings that you have now have adjusted your life, such as attitudes, goals, family life, or schooling? I mean, and you can briefly touch. Well, you can, don't feel like you're rushed or feel like you need to extend or do whatever fits.
I don't know. I just recently, like after I turned in my papers with President Barker and had those interviews, everything's been more calm and relaxed.
Yeah.
Like, we're still going to have tests. We're still going to get that test anxiety.
Yeah.
But then everything just calms down. And I don't know. It's so hard to explain this feeling.
Yeah.
But like I feel warm. Like, that
burning bosom.
Yeah, burning bosom.
There you go.
But it's in my chest, and I just have such a calm feeling. And recently, nothing's truly been worrying me. Like, like I said with the test, you'd still worry about it, saying, okay, what truly is this answer? Am I going to get it right? Am I going to get it wrong?
Like you're still like obviously actively learning.
Yeah, as a student.
Yeah,
you're worried left and right.
Yeah,
but in the big picture, like I'm just as calm as I can be. I can't even remember the last time I was as calm and composed as I am as of right now. It's something that I want to keep for the rest of my life. And obviously, there's gonna be times when I'm not going to feel this way. I might feel, depressed or whatever.
Yeah. But there's lots of emotions. Yeah. You still have a lot of life to live and emotions to feel and stuff. But yeah.
But, just this knowing everything. And since I turned in my papers, just everything's just been relaxed. I don't need to worry. I haven't been worrying about anything. Like I know that, like we talked about earlier, everything will be put into our lives for a reason, and that God has prepared a way for us, and just that's been constantly in the back of my mind, and I just haven't been worrying about it, and putting in everything I can, but then I can just notice it more. Christ has picking up the slack, and it just I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely experienced that too. I think my moment, you said that moment happened almost like when you turn in your paperwork. Mine happened when President Barker called me up at a youth conference. It kind of showed me, because I think some of my struggles, kind of going to this becoming a man thing was like, especially since I was like, I had to become like reactive or whatever. Mm-hmm. Reactive, not like a chemical reaction, but like I had to become reactive in the church, and I had that huge process I had to go through. I think the biggest thing for me is I was questioning on if I thought I was worthy, and I was like not contemplating, but like I don't know, I just didn't feel like I had done enough.
Yeah.
I was struggling with like that, not, I hate to say guilt, but like it was just like, just not enough. But having him say that, and being like, this brother right here, I start crying my eyes out, because like that was what I needed. That was the confirmation I needed to understand that I'm doing what the Lord wants me to do. Yeah. I'm living I'm living the Christ-like life I should be living. I'm living righteously. I'm growing my testimony, stuff like that. So I definitely, I think I know what you're talking about, because this is a huge thing I felt, especially since youth conference, is this sense of calm.
Well, like thinking back to, we had freshman English together.
Did we have? We did have freshman. Jensen.
Yeah. 9th grade, 4th period. Oh my goodness.
I hate it with Jensen, bro. She was so annoying.
In that time of your life, you weren't that active in the church.
Yeah.
Know, your stepdad, and your mom would push you to all these different activities. And when I would see you, you'd always have that face saying, I don't want to be here. I want to go back home. I want to go play soccer or
Yeah,
whatever you
go
want
play
to
video
do.
games. Go be
Go be with your friends. But then seeing you now, it's like a complete 180.
Yeah.
And you remember the day when the first time you came to seminary, I was walking out of my car. Hyvo was there as well. We just looked at, we were like, Jacob's here. What's happening?
Yeah. Like, what's up, dudes?
Yeah, but yeah, just like you said, your life has changed so much, and coming from me, who's known you since freshman year,
Yeah.
I can see it, and it's remarkable.
Well, I do appreciate that, but I mean, I also, I told Riley this, Riley, Riley Schneider, you guys were on the youth committee, but I was talking to him about how, it's like the idea of like, you're not alone in this, and hearing like people like you share your testimony, hearing your trials and all that, to hearing his trials, hearing Aiden Mowick's trials, hearing all these other youth that are in the area or just my peers, it's like that. It's almost like the same confirmation President Barker gave me. It's like this is good. This, I'm making my way downtown, cruising along. I'm like that one song, Jesus Take the Wheel. It actually came on the other day when I was driving my Jeep. I was like, yo, this is my song right now. Yeah. But it was just a really cool confirmation process to be able to hear that, and it felt so warm, peaceful, calm. Yeah, like you said, right? I'm still worried about my school. I'm still trying to get the best grades I can, but the idea of being worried of moving out, of being an adult, has gone down.
Well, then talking with President Barker, like, I've been a member my entire life. I've been active my entire life, but just a thing when I was preparing to go talk with him and have that interview, it's just constantly in the back of my mind. I was like, am I worthy of this? And
I know, I was kind of scared.
Yeah, like, it's scary. Like, the bishops, they always say it's going to go you constantly, word for word, and other stuff. I'm like, that's constantly in the back of my mind, and I'm like, have I repented of all my sins?
Yeah.
Like, all these stuff started coming up instantly when I sat down. I'm like, am I even worthy of...
Like, does he even want to shake my hand?
Exactly. It's scary. But then as soon as, you step into that office, all that doubt, and at least for me, it just went away.
Well, literally, as soon as I shook his hand, though, and he, like, greeted me, I was like, this guy's awesome. Instantly. You can just instantly feel that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's really awesome. All right. And then... this is the last main question, then we'll get into the quick question rounds, which means they're quick questions, not quick answers. But how do you think your mission will change the man you are to come? Obviously, I talked to Riley about this too, but obviously you can't predict exactly what, because the Lord will give you lots of trials in between those 2 years. But if you had to guess, real quick, what kind of like growth would you see yourself doing?
Well,
I know it's a tough question.
Yeah.
But
I would most likely say loving for more people. Like, when we're driving, let's say to school, or in Seattle, I hate it. But like, you see all these homeless people on the side of the road, and we, may or may not be, giving them a buck or two. We just drive by and not think twice about it. But, going down to Tijuana.
That's going to be reality all the time.
Yeah. And those people, it's not like we're in the United States anymore. We're in Mexico. They don't have the same living conditions as we do. And living in those conditions, I'll most likely, know what they're going through, at least to a degree, and be able to...
feel more sympathy.
Yes, sympathize with them.
Yeah.
So, becoming more...
Humble,
yeah.
Yeah,
I was about to say humane, but...
I mean, I guess it kind of works, but you're not
humble.
killing a dog.
Yeah, humble is such a better word for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just seeing what Christ wants us to see it in others. Like, we've always been told, live a Christ-like life. But when looking at others, we might think we're above them, especially, how we live in comparison to, let's say, a homeless person.
Yeah, like almost like we're judging them.
Yeah, we see where we are, and we see where they are, and we think of them as possibly less. But in God's eye,
we're all equal.
We're all equal. Yeah. And, for me, that, I still see everyone as equal because, especially during youth conference, we talked about that so much. Yeah. But actually going down to Mexico and seeing that hands-on.
Yeah, living there and getting, like you said, hands-on. It just helped. It almost finalizes, and it's like a catalyst to fully solidify that humility and that just understanding of others completely.
And then when looking at other leaders, like my past preschool leaders, you see how, when they talk about their missions, you see how much it impacts them. You can almost see them start to tear up about it.
So they know that the experience they've had has been such an amazing one.
Yeah, and going to the gospel aspect, my testimony in Christ, it can only grow. And going out there and helping people come unto Christ, that'll help me grow my testimony in him and know the love which Christ has for me. And it can only help me help others. Like I said in the beginning, tons of friends, have been asking me questions left and right. But knowing how to, talk with them more, because that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 2 years, is
talking about the gospel.
Exactly. Just being able to have that conversation with someone. But, it's hard to say exactly what I'll be in 2 years.
Yeah.
You just don't know, because we can look back saying what we were freshman year.
Yeah.
Punks, both of us.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if I could go back and talk to my freshman self, I'd slap myself in the face. But, again, though, it's like the idea of my trials I'm thankful for because I am as happy and joyful as I am now.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's hard to say exactly what's going to happen in the future, but I know without a doubt that whoever I'm going to be when I come back in 2 years, it's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, especially when you're doing the Lord's work, it can only go up.
Exactly.
Like you said, your testimony. Okay. Quick questions doesn't necessarily mean
expand on it.
Yeah. No. Quick questions doesn't necessarily mean quick answers. It's however you feel like answering it. All right. So here we go. Let's move right into it. Okay. What inspires you the most and why?
So what inspires me the most?
What/who? Like maybe you have a person that you want to talk about.
What/who inspires me the most? Well, we have our parents every single day that we look up to.
Yeah.
But when thinking who inspires me the most, I have to one of the. Are
you gonna say Jesus?
No.
Okay.
Well, of course him.
I think that goes without saying.
Yeah.
All right. Never mind. Go ahead.
He moved back over to Utah, but this amazing preschool leader, assistant? No. Preschool advisor. That's the word. But he had 2 kids. They were so amazing and, still are. But just how much he cared about each and every one of us and wanted us to grow. Like when I turned in my papers, I instantly text him saying, "Hey, I turned in my mission papers," and just seeing his hearing his emotions and seeing how he texts me, and when we talk on the phone, it's something else. I can just know how much he loves me, and just looking up to him when he served his mission and how much he loves the Lord, how much he dedicates his life for that. It's something that I want to be, something that I look up to him. It's like, this is what I should be doing in my life. And there's many more which I can go off on, but that's the first guy.
Your guy.
Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah. I can, even though, he lives down in Utah, I know I can text him with any question about the church, and even with life in general, saying, "Hey, I need to know this." And I know I'll get an answer to exactly what I need. It might not be the answer which I want, but he's not afraid to, be blunt with me and say,
Yeah.
this what I
Yeah.
know and what I believe you should be doing. And I love that about him. The bluntness, I hate being sugar-coated.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty dope. All right, so short-term thing you would recommend the listeners to do before they go to bed tonight or whatever, like a short-term kind of so like a short-term thing that you would recommend for them to do.
Well, I wouldn't say tonight. I would say in the morning.
Yeah.
I love this thing, which I've seen on Instagram so many times. It's this Navy admiral. He was talking to a graduating class, and he literally said, making your bed in the morning. Like, you can have like the most horrific day and going down rock hard, but when you go to bed, you see that bed that was made, and you can take joy in that, saying,
Yeah.
I've made that bed.
I made that bed. I'm going to go sleep in it now.
Like, when you're sleeping in bed, you're going to throw all that sheets off.
Yeah.
And whatever, make a mess. But you took that 25 seconds or a minute, how long it takes you to make your
however
bed.
long you end up taking.
Yeah. And you can take joy in that, saying, I made that. And, it's something that you see every single day. It's something super small, but no matter how bad your day is, you always go back to your bed and you see that it's nice
and that could
clean.
be the positive thing of your day.
Exactly.
That could,
that's something I did to help myself. And you don't think about it because, it's just making a bed, but it can add that impact in your life. And that's what I would say. Make your bed.
All right.
And, it's going to make your mom happy, but it's something.
It can make you happy.
Yeah.
I think bigger picture. All right. And now long term. So a longer commitment, maybe like a week challenge or a month challenge, or just something that's more involved than like making your bed.
Finding the positives in everything. I would challenge everyone, and I'll take up this challenge because I'm not the best at it either.
Yeah.
But journaling, when you're writing what's been going through your day, try to find, the positives in everything that you do. Like, yes, write down the negatives, like I said.
Yeah,
because
write down your emotions, and then it's almost like, then go through, highlight the ones that made you feel happy, and think about those.
Yeah, and, like, everyone wants to be happy. No one wants to be depressed. No one wants to be sad.
No.
But if we can find those happiness in our lives, we can think, saying, oh, I actually did have a good day today, or this day wasn't as bad as I thought it was. I had these handful of happy moments. So, start out at least. I would challenge everyone this week, every single night before you go to bed, write something, even just, one sentence of something positive that happened in your life.
Yeah.
And, just, you can keep going after the 1 week, or you can stop after that. But after that first 7 days of writing it, go back and
think about the positive things that came from it. There you go. Yeah. Full picture. Ooh, hello there. Man, that's pretty rough. But yeah, full picture. You guys can't see this because I don't have video format yet. I'm making a big circle with my arms. Full circle.
The circle of life.
The circle of life. It's a really good idea, actually. And I think even to make it easier, you don't even have to write it down. Go to your phone notes.
Exactly.
And start the journal there. Literally, as you're setting your alarm, just go and it'd be like, do a sentence about how you felt, a positive thing about the day. That positive thing literally could be the bed making.
Yeah. Or, my friend made me laugh today.
Yeah.
Or, this guy let me come over into his lane instead of, pulling up in front of me.
Cut me off.
Yeah. He slowed down so I can get over, so I can make my turn.
Yeah.
The small and simple things which you would never think about that can, change your day.
Absolutely. Man, this was actually super dope. That was an hour long, almost exactly on there. Anyways, do you have any last thoughts, questions, comments, or concerns you'd like to address before I hit the end record button?
I would just say, find positives in everything and don't beat yourself up. Like, everyone's going to go through hard times, but just keep pushing, and it can only get better.
And love Jesus.
Love Jesus.
Absolutely. All right, man. Appreciate it. It's been super awesome. So tell everyone goodbye, and then we'll be able to.
Before you guys leave, and before you hit the button,
okay. All right, go for it.
If anyone wants to get my missionary email.
Oh wait, missionaries have emails?
Yeah, P-Day.
P-Days.
We send out emails every single week. I have a big group message, which I have like 53 people on already.
That's crazy.
It's emails. It can go as high as I want.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me find it. And here's my email. So it's maverick.brady@missionary.org. So I'm just going to spell it out really fast.
Please do, because that's,
It's MAVERICK.BRADY @MISSIONARY.org.
All right, that's pretty sick. If you guys like you said, you guys are free to get on his list, email him, do that type of stuff if you guys are interested in what's happening. Obviously, also my Twitter page has the church's website on it if you guys want to take a look at that. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. Give it up top. Hope you have a beautiful day.
You too.
And peace. Once again, that was Maverick Brady, who is going to be going on his mission really soon. I hope you guys enjoyed his perspective and the talk we were able to have. If you guys have any comments, questions, or concerns, you can follow me on Twitter and DM me some ideas or thoughts you may have. Once again, I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and if you did, leave a rating on whatever platform you are on. Hope you guys have a beautiful day. Peace.